Continue the article on the Hyundai or Hyundai Ioniq 5 powertrain. From vehicle launch to mid-2022, the international market long-range Ioniq 5 initially had 72.6 kilowatt gross battery pack, which has since then been upgraded to 77.4 kilowatt hour gross capacity. A 58 kilowatt hour gross battery pack is available for the standard range model. The North American version is only available with the 58 kilowatt hour for standard range models or the newer 77.4 kilowatt hour batteries for long range models. Every Ioniq 5 has a top speed of 185 kilometers per hour, 115 miles per hour. The battery can recharge 86 kilometers, 53 miles of range in 5 minutes, or from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes, or 375 kilometers, 233 miles in half an hour, with its 800 volt charging capabilities by using a 350 kilowatt charger. The peak battery speeds for the 58 kilowatt hour standard range are around 175 kilowatts, while it is around 230 kilowatt for the 77.4 kilowatt hour long range. The 800 volt inverters sourced from Vietsco Technologies, a subsidiary of the Continental Group. A 5 minutes charge will add 100 kilometers, 62 miles of its range by WLTP standard. There is a chart titled Specifications. The categories are battery in years, layout, power, torque, a range of kilometers or miles per hour, the range as claimed, and the peak DC charge rate. For example, for the 58 kilowatt hour standard range, that is for the years 2021 to 2024, for the rear wheel drive, the power, it is 125 kilowatts or 170 PS or 168 horsepower. This is for the Ioniq 5. The torque is 350 metric newtons, that's 258 foot-pounds, and the 0 to 100 kilometers per hour or 62 miles per hour in seconds is 8.5. The range as claimed is 354 kilometers by EPA, and the peak DC charge rate is 175 kilowatts. There are other trims also listed on this chart if you want to check it out. Markets. North America. The Ioniq 5 was released in the US in May 2021 and went on sale in December 2021 as of 2022 model year. The initial model year is equipped with a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery. The entry-level models are powered by a rear-mounted single motor producing 168 kilowatts, 228 PS, 225 horsepower, while the more powerful models are available in a dual motor version with AWD and 239 kilowatts, 325 PS, 321 horsepower power output. A standard range model with a 58 kilowatt hour battery and a power output of 125 kilowatts, 170 PS, 168 horsepower was released in spring 2022. Specific to the North American and Canadian Ioniq 5, the vehicle is equipped a marker inside the headlamps and tail lamps that blink completely as turn indicators. In Canada, Hyundai introduced the cheapest trim called the Essential for the 2022 model year only. The trim retailed at C or Canadian dollars of $44,999, just below the $45,000 threshold required before April 2022. For the entire Ioniq 5 lineup, to be eligible for Canada's Incentives for Zero-Emission Vehicles (IZEV) credit. The trim removed heat pump, a battery heater, and the ability to DC fast charge, described as compliance trim. It is the only Ioniq 5 not equipped with a DC fast charge capability in the world. Hyundai discontinued the trim since the 2023 model year after selling only 30 units. In November 2024, Hyundai introduced the 2025 model year Ioniq 5 for US and Canada. It is built at Meta Plant, Hyundai's newly built electric vehicle manufacturing site located in Bryant County, Georgia, US. In addition to the changes from the global market, Ioniq 5, such as revised styling and larger battery size, the model also adopted the North American Charging Standard (NACS) port and became available with more rugged XRT variant. Japan. The Ioniq 5 was the first vehicle sold by Hyundai after it set pre-orders in May 2022, with deliveries made in July 2022 under Hyundai's newly established subsidiary in Japan, Hyundai Mobility Japan. On 22nd May 2024, official social media accounts of Hyundai Japan and Ghost in the Shell announced a collaboration to promote the Ioniq 5N. The Shibuya 2 Taya store hosted the Ioniq 5N from 3rd June to 22nd June. Europe. Initial models of the Ioniq 5 in Europe was offered with a choice of two battery packs, 58 kilowatts, 58 kilowatt hour and 72.6 kilowatt hour, three power outputs, and either rear or four-wheel drive. During its introduction, a limited edition called the Project 45 was available, and only 3,000 units were made. In April 2022, the Ioniq 5 received a larger battery for the European market. The previous 72.6 kilowatt hour battery was replaced with a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery with an increased power output by 8 kilowatts, 11 PS, 11 horsepower, 268 kilowatts, 228 PS, 225 horsepower, while the entry-level 58 kilowatt hour battery option remains. Optional digital center mirror DCM and digital side mirrors DSM also became available. Australia. The Ioniq 5 went on sale in Australia on 27 December 2021 in a sole trim using the long-range powertrain with the option between RWD single motor and AWD dual motor setups. Three trim levels are available: Dynamic, Technique, and Epic, with AWD standard on the top trim. The facelifted model debuted in 23rd July 2024 with the option of an N-line styling package. Malaysia. The Ioniq 5 was released in Malaysia on 9th March 2022 with three trim levels: Light, Plus, and Max. Two powertrain options are available: standard range RWD or long range AWD. The latter powertrain comes standard on the top trim. Indonesia. Following multiple introductions since 26 October 2021, the Indonesian market Ioniq 5 was revealed on 31st March 2022 during the 29th Indonesia International Motor Show, with pre-orders began in 1st April 2022. It went on sale on 22nd April 2022. Initial variants for the Ioniq 5 were the Prime and the Signature, with each type have the option between the standard range 58 kilowatt hour and long range 72.6 kilowatt hour battery packs. It is locally assembled at the Hyundai Motor Manufacturing Indonesia (HMMI) plant in Cikarang, Bekasi, West Java. With its production was inaugurated by the 7th President of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, in 16 March 2022. It is the first mass-produced battery electric vehicle to be built in Indonesia. Annual production target of the Ioniq 5 in the country is set up to 1,500 units per year. Since April 1st, 2023, Hyundai increased the production rate from around 137 units. Since April 2023, Hyundai increased the production rate from around 137 units to 1,000 units per month due to extremely high demand. On 13th September 2023, the Ioniq 5 received an update to include BlueLink telematics system as standard on all variants. A limited edition variant called the Batik was unveiled in February 2024 at the 31st Indonesia International Motor Show, hence its name. The variant sported several accents inspired by the traditional Indonesian batik culture, particularly the kawung motif featured on both of its exterior and interior. Only 60 units were made. The Ioniq 5N went on sale in July 2024 at the 31st Kaikindo Indonesia International Auto Show, coinciding with the introduction of the Hyundai N Performance sub-brand to the Indonesian market. It is locally assembled alongside a regular Ioniq 5, making it the first performance electric vehicle to be built in Indonesia. Singapore. The Ioniq 5 was released in Singapore in January 2023 in 3 trim levels: exclusive, prestige, and inspiration, with 2 powertrain options: standard range and extra long range. With the top trim has AWD dual motor setup as standard. Assembled in the country at the Hyundai Motor Group Innovation Center facility, it is the first vehicle assembled in Singapore in more than 40 years. The plant will initially import the vehicle's fully painted body shell from the Indonesian plant, while other parts are imported from South Korea. The first 100 units are designated as the First 100 limited edition, with First 100 badging, First 100 debossing on the seats, and commemorative number plates. India. The Ioniq 5 was introduced in India in January 2023 at the Auto Expo. It is Hyundai's second electric offering for India after the Kona Electric, which was available in the country since 2019. Assembled in the country, the Indian model is solely powered by a 72.6 kilowatt-hour battery with 160 kilowatts, 218 PS, 215 horsepower, and rear-wheel drive. Philippines. The Ioniq 5 was released in the Philippines in February 2023 in a Soul GLS trim with 2 powertrain options, standard range and long range. Both use a RWD single motor setup. The Ioniq 5N was launched in the Philippines in 5th April 2024 with a fully imported model alongside the Elantra N as part of Hyundai N's arrival in the country. Middle East. The Ioniq 5 was launched in the GCC countries in July 2023 with an option of RWD 125 kilowatts, 125 kilowatts, 170 PS, 168 horsepower single motor with a 58 kilowatt-hour battery, or an AWD dual motor, 225 kilowatts, 306 PS, 302 horsepower, with a 72.6 kilowatt hour battery. Vietnam. The Ioniq 5 was released in Vietnam in 31st July 2023, assembled in Vietnam. It comes in exclusive prestige trim levels with two powertrain options, standard range and long range. Both use a RWD single motor setup. Thailand. The Ioniq 5 was introduced in Thailand on 29th November 2023 at Thailand International Motor Expo 2023 by Hyundai's newly established subsidiary in Thailand, Hyundai Mobility Thailand. Imported from South Korea with three trim levels offered are premium, exclusive, and first edition. With two powertrain options, standard range and long range, both use a RWD single motor setup. The Ioniq 5N was launched in Thailand on 26 September 2024. The N-Line long-range variant was added on 20th February 2025. Mexico. The Ioniq 5 was launched in Mexico on 4th July 2024 as the first battery electric vehicle by Hyundai to be marketed in Mexico. It is available with two variants, limited tech and high performance N model. Concepts and prototypes. Robo-taxi. The Ioniq 5 Robo-taxi was unveiled on 31st August 2021 and displayed at IAA Mobility 2021 on 6th September 2021. Lyft began offering transport by driverless Ioniq 5 robo-taxis on the Las Vegas Strip on 16th August 2022. The Ioniq 5 robo-taxi will have a human driver present until the end of 2022, after which the cars will operate on their own. Since late 2023, the Ioniq 5 robo-taxi are assembled at the Hyundai Motor Group Innovation Center in Singapore, HMGICS facility, to be exported to the US. The model will incorporate Waymo's autonomous driving technology and join its robo-taxi service. There are two views of the robo-taxi model for the Ioniq 5. Ioniq 5 with e-corner. A modified version of the Ioniq 5 was showcased by Hyundai's Mobis at the 56th Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas in January 2023. The vehicle is equipped with an e-corner system which allows it to perform a crab walk, tank turn, diagonal driving, and pivot turn. It features an in-wheel motor design that also integrates brake and steer-by-wire technology, as well as an electric damper into a single package. Each wheel can accelerate, brake, and steer independently. Awards. The Ioniq 5 Car of the Year 2021, Midsize Company Car of the Year 2021, and Premium Electric Car of the Year 2021 from Auto Express at the New Car Awards 2021. It also won the 2021 IDEA Design Awards Gold Prize. It won the 2022 New Zealand Car of the Year. Also the 2022 German Car of the Year. The 2022 Best Import Cars of the Year by Auto Bild. That's Auto BILD, winning the electric car category. It was also ranked in 2022 number 1 electric car by AutoZone, receiving the highest score among electric cars. It won the Best Design at the Top Gear Electric Awards 2021. Presumably that's the Top Gear from the BBC in the UK. It also won the 2022 World Car of the Year, World Electric Vehicle of the Year, and the World Car Design of the Year from World Car Awards. it won the 2022 EV of the Year by Car and Driver, the 2022-2023 Japan Import Car of the Year, also the 2023 The Straits Times Car of the Year, the 2024 Green Car Award at the Indian Car of the Year, ICOTY. Finally, it won the 2024 World Performance Car Award. Other awards include the 2024 World Performance Car, the 2024 EV of the Year, Car and Driver, and the 2024 Korea Car of the Year. Safety. The IIHS, the 2022 Ioniq 5 was awarded Top Safety Pick Plus by the IIHS. Again, the IIHS scores are shown on a graph chart here. They're all good or acceptable or superior. There's one that's rated at advanced, meaning perhaps better than good or superior, and that is the front crash prevention vehicle to pedestrian at night. The three categories that are only acceptable, which are below good, are the headlights, varies by trim option. The seatbelt reminders are marginal, and the child seat anchors latch, ease of use, are only acceptable. There's also some safety information from the NCAP, that's NCAP. There's a chart for that, for the European NCAP. And the test overall was 5 stars. Adult occupant, points were 33.8, 88%. Child occupant, 42.6 points, 86%. Pedestrian is 34.4 points, 63%, and safety assist is 14 points, 88%. Sales. In South Korea, the best-selling EV for 2022 was the Ioniq 5, recording 27,399 vehicle sales. There's a chart by year, by country, that shows the sales, and the numbers are quite commendable. You can check those out. For example, in 2024, it sold, global sales production was 93,349 units. And that is that article for the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Please look for the next article on the Ioniq series, which is the Ioniq 6. Look for that soon. Thank you.